Hello everyone, how's it going? I'm WoWcrendor, and today I'm going to be talking about BlizzCon 2017. I will be at BlizzCon 2017. I've been to the last 5 or so BlizzCons, still one of my favorite cons out of all the cons. It is my favorite con, just because, you know, I've been to all the PAXs and stuff, and BlizzCon just has this special feel to it. Probably because, you know, I started with World of Warcraft in 2004, 2005, I guess, technically. And then just I've played all the other Blizzard games, and I still play them all, and it just feels the most special out of all the cons. You know what I mean? And so I wanted to kind of give my 2 cents on what I think's going to happen at BlizzCon, games-wise. What's going to get announced, if there's going to be any new stuff there, and at least what I'm hoping for. Hopefully my predictions are right. So in a month, I think we can come back to this video and see if I was right or if I was completely wrong. So let's get started with World of Warcraft. I think they're going to announce the next WoW expansion at BlizzCon. I think it's a no-doubter. As for what it's going to be, after talking to Noble about the South Seas and the Kirin Tor, or Kulturas, that's what it is, the Kulturas. I think that's going to be the expansion theme. I think it'll be some sort of Kulturas void thing after, you know, everything that happened with the whole Legion Argus stuff. And then, unlike the previous WoW expansion, which was announced at Gamescom, I do think this one's going to get announced at BlizzCon. I think it's the perfect timing for it. I think it was Legion. Legion was released in 2016? Yeah, so last year. It was a little over a year ago, actually. I think it was like early September 2016 or late August. I think it was late August. So it would be right on par for getting announced. And as for when it's going to come out, I would say it'd be probably the summer. I think it's going to come out summer again. Maybe a little earlier than Legion did. I think it would probably come out around July. Maybe like June, July. But who knows? I mean, it could come out at the exact same time. We don't know. But that's what I predict. I think it's going to be next WoW expansion. I think it'll be some sort of Kulturas thing like everyone's been predicting. And I think it's going to come out in the summertime. So that's my prediction for WoW. I guess I could get into more details, like are they going to do a new class, new race, do whatever? I think they'll probably do a new race. Because what did they do with Legion? They did Demon Hunter, right? So that's a new class. I don't think they're going to do another new class after just doing that. I think they'll definitely do a new race. As for what it'll be, I guess what are the possibilities? There's ogres. Ogres could probably be a new class, or a race. I'm mixing myself up now. There's Naga, which would probably fit a little more into the whole South Seas thing, I'm predicting. I mean, there's just been so many races that people have wanted in the game for so long. I don't think they would do Tuskar. I think Naga would probably make the most sense. So that's what I would guess if I had to take a guess. I don't think there would be Naga Death Knights, though. I think that'd be kind of weird. But who knows at this point? I mean, Blizzard's done some crazier stuff. Moving on. Hearthstone. It's going to be a new Hearthstone expansion. No doubt about that. And it's going to be one of those things where they're like, and you can play it next week or something. Because, I mean, when was the last Hearthstone expansion? Was like April? Or no, when did the most recent one come out? The Frozen Throne. That just happened, right? So it was like 2 months ago. So I mean, they said they wanted to do 3 a year, and this would be the beginning of November. So I imagine it would be like middle to end of November or early December, which would cover 3 in a year, right? I think that's what they're gonna do. So definitely a new Hearthstone expansion, and maybe a little something else for Hearthstone. I don't know, but that's a given. Diablo 3 already announced they're not going to have anything, so that makes me kind of sad, because I really enjoy Diablo. I don't like the story, right? I think the story's pretty bleh, but playing Diablo, I have so much fun playing Diablo. I wish they were doing something with Diablo, but what are you gonna do? If they have to take a year off and maybe make Diablo 4 next year, or announce Diablo 4 next year, I'm fine with that, right? I'm fine with a Diablo 4 coming out next year, or even just a really big expansion. But I guess they're not doing anything this year, which, whatever, that's fine. Diablo 3 came out in 2012. Because I keep thinking like, oh, but didn't Diablo 3 just come out? And it's like, that was 5 years ago. Oh my god. So yeah, that very possibly could be Diablo 4 next year. But this year, Diablo's not going to have anything. StarCraft. StarCraft's just one of those things where I enjoyed it at first. And I've just, all the expansions, everything else, I've just never been able to get back into it. When it first came out, I was super pumped, played it all the time. And then just nothing. Nothing after that. I've even gotten the expansions and I just haven't wanted to play them. Not even custom games, nothing like that. I don't know if it's because nobody else I know is playing it. If it just, I don't know what it is, but I just don't care. But they'll probably do something like StarCraft's free to play now. Maybe the original game is free to play and then you can buy the expansions. I think they'll do something like that just to encourage more people to play the game. And then Overwatch, of course, Overwatch. I think Overwatch, they're going to do some esports thing again, I guarantee it. Like, can you believe that the New England Patriots are funding the esport Eggo Waffles team? Eggo Waffles. That's cool, man. Esport. I don't care about esports. But I think Overwatch, they'll definitely announce like a new hero or something. Probably a new map. Maybe even an expansion. They might even hint at some sort of expansion or something coming up. Or, who knows? I guess it would be hard to do an expansion for Overwatch because you would need to do it on consoles as well. Consoles kind of screw with everything a little bit. Stupid consoles. So I guess there would be a possibility of them doing an Overwatch 2, but I don't think that's anywhere near. I would say that's at least 2 years away. I would say we'd get a new Diablo expansion before we got an Overwatch expansion. But I say Overwatch is going to be a new hero and a new map. That's what I think Overwatch is going to be. If it's anything else, it'll be something crazy. But that's my Overwatch opinion. Overwatch is fun. I just play it every so often, not what I used to. I used to play it like nonstop all the time. And then Heroes of the Storm. Heroes of the Storm, it's just, I make fun of Heroes of the Storm a lot, but it's not a bad game. It's, I imagine they'll do some like a new hero in Heroes of the Storm. They'll do probably another new map. But it's just, I just haven't felt the urge to play Heroes of the Storm. I don't really want to play it. I haven't really, I'm more of a League of Legends person. I know there's people like League of Legends garbage or like just Dota 2, whatever. If you'd rather play Dota, that's fine too. I've always played League of Legends, and so my MOBA ties just, I always just want to play League. I end up falling back on that because Heroes, even though the games are shorter, it's a little more fast paced, less farming, more action type stuff. I actually enjoy the farming and doing all that type of thing. I don't know. It's just personal preference. I don't think Heroes is a bad game, but you know they're trying to make it this big esport thing as well, and I don't think it's going to be a big esport for that either. But here is my big prediction. All right, I've been predicting this for years. I think we're going to get a Warcraft 4. All right, people are going to say I'm crazy, but I think it's going to happen, and let me tell you why. All right, Warcraft 3 was back in 2002, long time ago. I think we're due for a new Warcraft game. I think they're ready to move on from StarCraft, and obviously, I think they're going to go back and forth between Warcraft and StarCraft, and I think they are going to announce some sort of Warcraft 4. I think what they're going to do, they're going to be like, Warcraft 3 has been remastered. I think we've seen, there's been leaks and little Blizzard launcher things that show they have some sort of Warcraft 3 remastered coming in, which I'm all for that. I think they're definitely I would put it at like 95% Warcraft 3 remastered, especially with all the remastering of games coming out, like Age of Empires, you know, everything being remastered at this point. I think they'll definitely do that. And I think after that, they're going to be like, and now, what goes better than that to get you ready for Warcraft 4? Like something crazy. Here's why, if I was Blizzard, I would do a Warcraft 4. I don't know if, I don't know any, like, reminder, I'm just some random guy on the internet that makes stupid videos and streams, okay? I don't know any of the intricate details of making games, any of that, so this, all my points may be just proven wrong, but this is why I think it'd be great. So first off, Warcraft 4 would allow you to kind of do what Warcraft 3 did for World of Warcraft. I think it would give it a shot in the arm, really just boost it up. Because if you think back, the Frozen Throne and Arthas and all the Warcraft 3 stuff really helped build some hype for World of Warcraft. And I think it helped establish some lore that made you want to play World of Warcraft, right? You were looking forward to Northrend and the Lich King and all that because of Warcraft 3. If you don't know who Arthas was or anything about him, be like, all right, well, he's just this guy, you know, and he has this backstory. But you play as Arthas, you play as him, you go through his story, you watch everything unfold, and then it's like, hey, go into World of Warcraft, and now you're going to fight him, right? You're going to continue the story in WoW. And I think this is the perfect type of scenario that World of Warcraft would benefit humongously. I think it would love this. So imagine they create some sort of new lore, or, you know, you branch off some old lore and kind of make some new lore for it, or you continue some old story, or just whatever it is, right? Just some sort of new lore you can play through, and then hit a point where you're like, oh man, this is crazy. How's this going to end? Or like, wow, that was a crazy ending. Like, I need to know more of this. And then it's like, now you're going to continue it in World of Warcraft, new expansion, right? They could set up new expansions based off of Warcraft 4 things. And you can continue that with even expansions or DLC campaign modes or stories, right? You could have it so you build new lore based on Warcraft 4 campaigns or expansions or whatever you wanted to do. And I think that would be great. I think that would be super fun to integrate into WoW. Because I've always heard the argument of like, why would they do that when you could just put the stuff into WoW? Well, it's like you can flesh out the story more. You can flesh out the characters. You can flesh out everything. Like, there's a reason Illidan and Arthas and Malfurion and all these people, and Sylvanas, are so popular and ingrained into World of Warcraft. And it's because they have a big history that stems back into the Warcraft games, right? You play all them in the Warcraft games. And so when you play them in World of Warcraft, you kind of have a little bit of nostalgia for it, and you're a bit more invested in it because you've played through all that stuff in Warcraft. So I think that's one reason. I think it would have a great tie-in with World of Warcraft and like a symbiotic relationship. Number 2 would be a new RTS engine. Especially in this day and age where there are like the League of Legends, Heroes of the Storm, Dota, everything. I think you create this new RTS engine with scenarios and custom maps and all that stuff. People are going to make new Dota type games, right? In this engine. You don't even have to make a game. People will make it for you, right? You give them a powerful custom editing tool, do Warcraft stuff, and they'll make a new Dota type thing in Warcraft 4. And you can make that into an esport, because it's still technically your game, right? And you'd be like, oh, a custom map thing, and then there you go. You've got your you've got esports potential in addition to it already being an RTS game you could play as an esport. All right, so there you go, Blizzard. There's some esports potential. I know you love your esports. Plus, in addition to that, custom and scenario maps are just fun. I always love custom maps. Those are one of my favorite things about Warcraft 3 was just playing custom maps. Things like the tower defenses, the I remember it was like Winter Mall. I think Winter Mall was one of the best tower defenses in the game that everybody always played around then. There's just I enjoy Warcraft custom maps more than StarCraft ones. I don't know what it is about StarCraft. It just doesn't have that same feel to it as the Warcraft custom games did. And I think it's just because it had a wider variety of characters and fantasy stuff to play as, while as StarCraft's more like, hey, here's Zerg, Protoss, Terran, make some stuff. Like, you have just a lot more freedom, I feel like, in Warcraft with custom game and scenarios. But again, maybe that's just my personal preference, but that's what I think. So there's more things, and then I think Warcraft 4 would be a great way for them to just get some more cosmetic items, because I know they're a business. They do this with all their games, the cosmetics, everything. You could have, you know, custom skins in Warcraft 4 for your heroes. You can have custom building stuff, right? You could, I mean, there's a whole bunch of, like, just think of MOBA games, think of other RTS games and how they can implement just custom assets for those games based on art styles, right? You wouldn't want what do you call it? You wouldn't want pay-to-win stuff, right? You wouldn't want to be EA. But there's plenty of room for things like, if you're playing the orcs, you can have different types of buildings you can get. Or, you know, there's potential for that, where you don't have to buy it, but it's available if you want it. And I think the biggest thing for Warcraft 4 is you're going to bring back a bunch of people that want to continue the Warcraft storyline, people that just love RTS games and playing RTS games. You're going to bring back a lot of just WoW people that want to play Warcraft for the first time. You're going to get people going back and playing the old Warcraft RTS games, and then when you're so invested in all this Warcraft stuff, you're going to get people coming back to World of Warcraft to go play all your new World of Warcraft stuff, and then look forward to the new World of Warcraft stuff. There's just so many good things that can come from Warcraft 4. And that's why I think they're going to announce it. And they probably won't. But I think if any year is the year, this would be the year, especially since it seems like they're going to do some sort of Warcraft 3 remastered thing. There are, I've seen rumors and stuff about Warcraft RTS mobile game. A lot of people have been showing that around, like they hired someone for a Warcraft RTS mobile game. I don't think that means it would be a mobile game. I think it would have some sort of mobile features, or there's no way it would be cross-compatible. You couldn't do that on a phone. They would not make Warcraft 4 on a phone. If they did, I would... It would have to be the greatest. It would have to innovate phone games to a point where I was like, oh my god, this is the greatest phone game I've ever played, and the controls are amazing, and this is just, you know what I mean? It would have to be so innovative, but I don't think they would do that. I think it would have some sort of World of Warcraft relationship, kind of like with the Legion app. I think it would be more like that, but I still don't know how that would work. But it is just, that is kind of confusing, why they would hire a mobile phone person unless there is some sort of tie-in with the actual game to create. Either way, Blizzard, please. Warcraft 4. So that's my BlizzCon predictions for 2017. I'll be there. If you're there, be like, yo, Crendor. And I'll be like, yo, what up? I'm Crendor. And then, yeah. Then you'd be like, hey, they didn't announce Warcraft 4. And I'll be like, yep, that was a dumb thing. Or you'll be like, wow, they did announce Warcraft 4. And I'll be like, yeah, it was crazy. Either way, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun time. And I'll make another video talking about what they did announce after BlizzCon, so I can call back onto this video and see if I was right. So either way, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Okay? Okay. See ya.